Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's plan to remove Islam from the public sphere, as part of Vision 2030, is being implemented through new restrictions during Ramadan, shortening prayers and supplications, censorship on literature, banning the broadcast of prayers on all platforms, collecting information on those who perform itikaf, banning donations, prohibiting iftar inside the mosque and disallowing tents, and now banning children, do not appear to promote Ramadan as a central part of the country's identity. Instead, they seem to be designed to aggressively restrict Ramadan and limit its influence in society, which align with bin Salman's plan to remove Islam from the public sphere as part of Vision 2030. Moving on to rule number 6, it states that the installation of cameras in mosques must comply with specific regulations, which prohibit taking photographs of the imam and worshippers during prayer and broadcasting the prayers on any media outlet. So it is banning the broadcast of prayers and recitation and banning the use of loudspeakers. Moving to the 7th rule, it should be noted that the English translation is inaccurate. The Arabic version requires the imam to gather information on those who will perform itikaf, a practice that has been used by other authoritarian regimes to compile lists of devout Muslims who are then subjected to surveillance and monitoring. This is concerning as Saudi Arabia has a history of sweeping arrests of religious figures and activists, and implementing this rule could result in the government having a list of worshippers to monitor after Ramadan. While these rules may appear harmless, its consequences are far-reaching. We have now come to the 8th rule, which is quite simple. It prohibits mosques from collecting donations during Ramadan. Donating during Ramadan is a common practice among worshippers, as it is believed that feeding a fasting person will earn the same reward as the one who has fasted. However, this rule now prohibits this practice. Rule number 9 prohibits iftar from being held inside the mosque and limits it to a designated area in the courtyard. Typically, Muslims gather in the mosque during Ramadan to break their fast, where dates and drinks are served and sheets are rolled out on the floor. This custom is cherished by Muslims worldwide, but the new rule restricts it to a quick enterprise in the courtyard, after which worshippers must enter the mosque to pray. The rule also prohibits the use of tents or temporary rooms in the courtyard. It appears to be an attempt to reduce the attractiveness of Ramadan at the mosque and discourage worshippers from gatherings. Moving on to the 10th rule, it prohibits bringing children to the mosque during Ramadan. The rule states that it would be disturbing to other worshippers and would cause them to lose their concentration. This rule is similar to the Soviet state's practice of banning children from mosques in order to prevent the influence of Islam on their upbringing, aiming to raise a generation detached from the religion. In conclusion, Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's plan to remove Islam from the public sphere as part of Vision 2030 is being implemented through new restrictions during Ramadan. It is apparent that they align with bin Salman's anti-Islamic agenda and have far-reaching consequences for the worshippers and the Islamic identity of Saudi Arabia.